Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday, Good Friday. We're out at the building site this morning and wanted to walk you through. There's going to be a lot more visual things that have happened this week, so that's really exciting. So we're going to start in the education wing today and then head back to the sanctuary. And so there's a lot of different things in each area to point out, so we'll take a little bit more time with this one. But yeah, it's really cool to see certain things come about that you can actually see it as a room, not just a building site. So hey guys, we're gonna walk through here. I'm starting back in education rooms, and the first thing you see, cabinets and shelving are starting to come in, and so those are getting set into the rooms here. Each of the classrooms will have something pretty similar to this. It's not up throughout, but lots of shelving space and cubbies and areas to put. The counters are going to be put in later, but then you can kind of see, after you add the counters here, outlets are right there. A lot of use. We put. I think it's a really efficient use of storage for what we're going to need for each room. And so, yeah, that's exciting. The second thing you'll notice in this room is you can start to see the white ceiling tiles for the drop ceiling starting to come in. They start with the borders because those are kind of custom cut to fit those different areas. And then they'll fill out the rest of the ceiling as they get the lights and stuff in there. Yeah, and then there's the little air return that'll come up and get routed to the ductwork up there. Another thing that you can see in this room, we met in this room today because it's kind of the furthest along, but here is one of the first doors that's gotten put up, and you can kind of peek in and see how it looks. It's this rift, what they call it is this rift cut oak. So it's this type of wood grain, so you don't see like the loops of the oak, but all the straight lines. So this type of wood finish is going to be used in a lot of different places throughout the building. So that's pretty cool to see doors coming in. Walking back through this hallway, you can see that we've got the panels going around the outside edges as well, coming in. We'll walk back into this back room. I don't think we've really spent a lot of time in here yet, but you can see this is how the cabinets come packaged, all shrink wrapped and stuff, and so they'll put these in this area back here. Yeah, so each room is kind of getting each part of these additions one by one as they continue to move along down this area. There's another door that's hung going into the nursery. You can kind of see how this one will set, and they've got a window pass through here so you can see what's on the other side. And I can just imagine like little faces and hands pressed up against this glass looking out into the hallway. Coming into the nursery, you can see the bank of cabinets here. So a lot of storage, both up high, out of the reach, in locked cabinets that can lock, and then stuff below. And we're gonna have cubbies and stuff along this paneled, this half wall, and the other furniture that'll go in here that isn't here yet is they're gonna put gliders in here, new gliding rockers for our littles and toddlers. So that'll be exciting to see as it comes along. But you can also see here's our little bathroom area that's got the tile and the baseboard in and the little toilet. So this will be usable for our nursery. And then coming out here, we've got can see stuff continuing to move along here in these hallways. doors getting on in these different places. You can see some of the cabinetry for the bathrooms. This is in the secure area, starting to come in, get put into the wall, so you can kind of see how this would start to look. And then over here is the 2 stalls. This is men's side. And then we'll continue walking through. We've gotten a good look at these rooms, but here's the janitor's area that'll be in here. And coming back into the multi-purpose room, you can see that not a lot has happened in here yet, just because we don't have the same type of things going on. This room won't get the drop ceiling, so this will have. Then they've painted this, so this is nice charcoal open structure ceiling. So you you won't see it and notice it very much once we get all the lights in here, but it gives this room a big open feeling, and this will be great for our choir rehearsals. Will happen in here, and we'll have a lot of different events and conferences and stuff. Be able to plug in some mics and stuff right here and have everything controlled from the back. And then on these 2 holes right there and right there will be 2 big 60-inch screen TVs for presentations and things like that. So we'll go this way. The doors are going on in this area too. And you can see up here, this is our roof access in this room. In this room we'll have the wash, the sink for teachers to wash up after crafts and stuff like that. This will get the same paneling on the wall, but and this will have a fixed ladder that'll come down here for roof access up there. So continuing on back, again, just as a reminder, this is where we're going to have water fountain right here in the hallway back here. You can see the cabinetry and stuff going in this other bathroom. We'll keep walking through some of these classrooms. All of them are in kind of different phases of their development, so you can kind of see some of this stuff unboxed, and the cabinets are getting put together to be hung up. This will be back in this area. That's pretty cool. They're always going over, buffing the floors for the fillers that they put in here. You can see hi Carrie. You can see the paneling going up in the ceiling for the drop ceiling. These rooms are starting to look like rooms and feel like rooms, so that's pretty exciting. Here's another one of the classrooms. It's got some of the cabinetry up in it. Kind of see how that's going to function and work. And the TV will be up in that area. So yeah, a lot of cool stuff going on this week. Like I said, a lot of visible things that you can kind of see. And these are the door frames. So right now we're actually walking out through the exit of the secure area for the children and for the whole education wing. Take a peek in the. Hey Dave, you can take a peek inside the mechanical room here. A lot of things beyond my pay grade in here, but it's exciting to see. This is kind of the guts, what makes the building run. So as we step out into the fellowship area, you can see that most of the drywalling is completely done in this area. They're just finishing the taping and mudding, and then they're going to do these posts in the center here. And actually there's a lot that's happened in the kitchen, so we're going to stick our heads in there. And we'll get a chance to kind of peek in one of the bathrooms here too. So coming into the kitchen, you can see that the flooring has been completed and put in. Again, this is kind of this super heavy duty rubberized type of material. This is the most durable and easy to clean material that we found, and I think it's really great for the function that we're going to have in here. So, and they've got the baseboard is the same material going all the way around here, and you can see the drains and stuff in the floor as well, and stuff going in the walls. This will continue to take more and more shape. You can see some shelving that has gotten here for this part, and yeah, it's exciting to see some of this come together. There's another mop sink back here in this area, right off the kitchen, which will make it really easy for cleanups and stuff like that. And as you can see, some of our kitchen equipment has arrived. So we have this double oven and warming oven up here, and then the stove tops are here, and yeah, so right underneath this big hood. So that's really exciting to see all this. So this will be a full commercial kitchen. So everything in here is, you know, we're loaded for bear in the kitchen. I like to say we're ready for anything. And then the fridge and freezers over here. Yeah, nice big space. We have it's pretty similar to kind of what we use here, but it's more space. These are have kind of double the space of what we use in our kitchen downstairs, so that's pretty exciting. And then you can see on this wall some of the thermostats and stuff have started to go in. And this counter, this is just the base plate for it, and this will get filled out as the countertops come in later down the line. So then also in this area, this is going to where the big triple sink will be. So a nice big station here, and like I've said in previous videos, this is the pass-through window. So down the line, this is where the dishwashing will go, all the way down the line. So dirty dishes come in, clean dishes by the time that you reach the end of the line. So yeah, a lot of stuff happening in this room too that you can see. So it's kind of exciting, excuse me, to see what's happening here. So we'll walk out into the fellowship area. You can see how these posts are getting framed up, ready to have sheetrock put on them as well. And on both sides of this, you can see framing for outlets, because we're going to have part of our digital signage will be in this room. So in this main fellowship area right here, about where I'm standing in front of the kitchen, is going to be kind of where our fellowship seating is going to be, and this whole area will be able to seat easily. I mean, not even just this area alone, kind of between these posts, you're going to be able to seat 80 to 100 people, possibly more, just depending on how you configure everything. So what we've done is, on both sides of these posts, there'll be TVs that are part of our digital signage system. Oh, hey, April. And this will be able to see, you'll be able to see kind of what's going on in the church. There'll be moving slides and information panels that we can actually schedule out to be specific to the time of what's going on in the church at the time. So on both sides of both of these posts, there'll be TVs, so that while you're having coffee, talking with people, you can kind of see what's coming up during the week at church. Also, over here, we'll have this area framed out. They've got a temporary panel, electrical panel in here now, but this will get framed out, and it'll have a big TV on the door side as you come in, and the welcome center will be on the front side in kind of a U shape in front of that, and that'll be on both sides, both entries, both the east and the west entry will have those welcome centers. So on this back wall, you can see when we were here last week, the sheetrock wasn't quite finished yet, but you can see how everything's been mudded and taped, and it gives you really a sense of what this room feels like. So I'm going to do a slow kind of 360 of this whole fellowship area, so you can see a lot of light coming in through these rooms. And as they continue to finish the conduit and stuff up in the ceiling, they'll paint it, and you can see up here it's going to be a very light color. I don't exactly remember the name of the color for the white, but it's a white color. I like paint colors, so I like to try to remember their names. But yeah, so that's this space is just huge, well over 3 times the area for fellowship that we currently have in our fellowship hall down in the basement. So I can this is going to be the thing. This and the sanctuary perhaps is going to be the thing that we notice the most difference in how our church family functions, and just to be able to gather everybody, have some time to talk and connect with each other in between or before the services. It's just going to be huge. I can't wait to see this all come together. We've spent a lot of time in these little storage rooms that go along here. There's a storage room here. This is our nursing mother's room right here. And there's more storage rooms on each side, and family bathrooms in the corners. We'll take a look at those more as they become finished, but we're not going to spend a lot of time in those in the video today. So now we're going to step into the sanctuary, and there's a couple cool things going on in here over the past week. So you can see that it smells a lot like paint, and you probably can't tell in the video, but there's paint in the air. So a lot of painting going on now that we've got a lot of the structure finished and sheetrock completed. So this space right now, you can see the whole back wall has gotten primed, and then over in this corner you can see the gray being sprayed on. Now I mean, it looks a lot darker wet, but actually if I kind of take us over to this back corner, you can see what the end result. So seems real dark here. By the time you get to this back corner, right here is the finished color. It's called agreeable gray. So everybody should be happy with it, right? But yeah, looks really dark going on. It dries much lighter. But you can even just the primer on this wall just makes you realize how huge it is. It's so cool to see this coming together. Right now, these guys on the lift right here are welding some extensions onto this roof joist to hang a light bar that we're going to have back there, and that'll get painted as well. But you can kind of see, you can see right here, up here, yep, these are where those extensions are getting put on. And so they'll go all the way across. They've been welding in here this morning. The other thing you'll notice that's new from last time, a lot of things have happened here this week, but you can see that the house lights are going in. So these are on this side, they're all wrapped up in paper and plastic because they're painting the ceiling now. All the conduit and stuff is in here. But over here, I'll kind of take a peek at them. But you can see these little black capsules that are wrapped in plastic. These are our house lights. And I want to tell you something kind of cool about these. Not only will they give us you can see them starting to weld over here. So these house lights, not only are they gonna be able to, produce the nice white even light throughout the sanctuary, they're zoned and individually controlled. So you might ask yourself, well, we have a room that seats, over 800 people. Won't that seem really big for a group of 200? Well, what we've done is we've zoned the house lights so that with the different seating section, they're situated in such a way that we can dim or shut off different sections of the room with our house lights. And so basically you shrink the room with how much you light it. So if we have a group of 200 people or 400 people in here, and they're not going to use all the seating, we can just light the portion of the room of the seating that we'll be using, so it won't feel like, even if you have a group of 150 or 200 people, it won't feel tiny in this room, because we'll just shrink the room essentially with how we light it. So in addition, another cool thing about this house light system is that they're fully color changeable. So when we're doing stuff up on the stage with the lighting and the environmental projection, you know, if we put something blue or green up on the wall, we can actually wash the whole room with that same color, because these house lights are fully color changeable. So it'll feel really immersive, and I'm excited about the atmosphere that we can kind of create in here to kind of make everybody feel wrapped in what's going on. So it's not just the stage and not just the stage that's getting all the light and everything that's changing, but everybody in the room is wrapped up in the different color changes and lights, so you can all feel like immersed in the experience that's going on. And yeah, I'm really excited about that. Another couple things that are going on, they're finishing up the mudding and stuff on this back wall, but this curved wall wasn't fully rocked last time we were here, but you can kind of get a sense of what the back of the room will look like. So I'll just do a quick spin around here so everybody can see what's going on. And we have this crash door. This is one of our emergency fire exits. They'll go straight out. There's a cement pad out here that'll go out to straight out, and you can get to the west parking lot. Up here you can see these are kind of miniature versions of the same house lights that we have in the rest of the room. But this will be able to individually light these rampways. And so we can control them to make sure that, and they're hanging down below this wall and lighting below this wall, so actually these can always be lit so people can get back and forth from the stage without having to go in the dark, if we're trying to keep the rest of the room dark. So we have a lot of individual control over these different areas, so that we can really use the space to the best of its ability. And you can kind of see up close what these sort of look like. And they're just hung from cables going straight up to the roof structure, and they'll get painted to match the wall color, so you won't really even see them. Yeah, I'm excited to see more as we get further and further, see this all come together. But there's a lot of people working hard on this, and it's just cool to see how much progress is made even in such a short period of time. So as we walk back here, this section wasn't completed the last time, or rocked up the last time we were in here. I'll have to turn my light on a little bit. But you can see these are the two rooms in this back area. This is really dark. This is one of the family rooms. There's another room on the other side that matches it. But this is an ADA compliant room right off the sanctuary, so you don't have to run all the way through the building to get to the bathroom facilities. So they're literally right off the back of the sanctuary. There will just be a door here, so they're sound isolated as well. I think it was a great plan to put these here. And then there's just a small room right here. This is for like a janitor's closet on this side to have some cleaning supplies and a mop sink here to serve the part of the sanctuary up here. And then here's a little cubby right here for a lot of different storage. So yeah, it's gonna be cool. Hey Tammy. Yeah, it's so cool to see this come together. So I'm coming in one of the other, so the left door, not the farthest left door. So there's basically 5 different places to get into the sanctuary. You can see, well, it's hard to see, but there's one right there. There's one on, and then there's one part way down. And then here's the big center doors, one here, and then another here. So there's a lot of different ways to get into the room. I'm gonna walk back onto the AV deck now that this is almost completely sheetrocked up. You can kind of get a sense of the size of the room and area. So we'll walk up these stairs here. These are temporary ones, obviously, but coming up here, this is the live deck area. So this is where, so we've split our AV ministry area into two distinct areas. This part is live, obviously, because you're physically in the room, you can hear what's going on. So our sound person will be out here controlling the sound from what they're hearing in the rest of the room. We'll have the lighting and the environmental projection control stations out here as well. And then some remote stations for things that happen in the back room, so that when we're running with a smaller crew, you can kind of see how things are going. And then right here, there's actually a hole in the deck. That's where our camera post is going to come up. Now this is kind of a detail thing, but it seems really smart to me now that I know how they do it. Our camera is actually going to be on a post that goes all the way down into the concrete floor, because if you're walking on this, even though this is really solid, it has steel, corrugated steel, and plywood on top of it, if you had the camera sitting on the deck and somebody walks by, it'll shake your camera and shake the feed of what we're putting out on live stream and in our recordings for people to watch online. So the camera actually goes, the post, it sits on a post and goes all the way down and fixes into the concrete. It's a cool little detail, but it makes a lot of sense to me. Then walking back into here, we've got some mudding and stuff going on in here, but this is our video production room. And so this is going to be the area where a lot of the video switching and people running slides and stuff will be back in this room. Right here on this wall, there will be a bunch of TVs showing the operators who are in here what's going on through multiple camera angles, what's going on in the sanctuary, so they can kind of stay connected as they're performing their functions on Sunday morning. There'll be a drop ceiling in here, because as you can see, there's like a million conduits coming in and out of this area for the different controls. So, and this pipe hanging down here won't be like here like this. This is a sprinkler pipe that'll come through and get cut off to be right below the drop ceiling. So then back here will be our broadcast control center. So there's going to be two soundboards in this configuration. The one out here that controls what's happening in the room, and then one back here seated at this area will control the sound that's being mixed out to our live stream and recordings, which is going to be an awesome thing for us to have a designated sound designated sound control for what's going out online, because if you've ever watched different things online, it sounds totally different on the computer than what it does in the room, and so having separate control will allow us to get new just get a more focused mix for that. Oh, hi Doreen. Yeah, this is so fun. Happy Easter. And then the last thing that I wanted to kind of walk through with you guys is these storage rooms that are on the outside areas of the sanctuary. So you can see kind of what we're working with for different storage solutions and stuff like that. So yeah, I'll have to turn on my light for this too. It's kind of dark in here. Yeah, they have a work light in here, but it's not plugged in. Okay, so you can see this whole wedge room area. There's a lot, I'll go all the way back. There's a lot of vertical space and a lot of wall space. And even though it's kind of an unconventional shape for a room, this helped us shape our sanctuary, but we didn't want to waste this space. So there's going to be storage racks and stuff that go up these walls, and we want to use a lot of the vertical space. I'm sorry, this is really dark. But and in this back area, as you can see, this is kind of where some of the electrical panels and stuff that operate the sanctuary will be in. But again, it goes way up there. There's a lot of space to utilize in both of these rooms. And we'll continue to look in here. We'll get some lights in here pretty soon for that, so you can see what's going on. But yeah, really exciting developments. It's continuing to come together, and we get more and more of a sense visually of what it's going to look like to be in here and feel like. So we'll continue to do these every Friday when I'm out here for the production meetings, if not more. But yeah, really excited to share this with you, and excited for this weekend coming up for our Easter services and Good Friday tonight. So have a great rest of the weekend. We'll see you around.